Hello. Today I'm going to review 3 books. One that I finished reading a couple of weeks ago, one that I've literally just finished reading, and one that I'm about to read. Sounds weird that I'm going to review a book I haven't read yet, or will be revealed, don't you worry. First book I'm going to review is 13 Reasons Why by J. Asher. I really like this book. The book is written dual narrative, so it's like one voice and the other voice, and the main issue I had is that I liked listening to one of the voices so much I found myself skipping the other voice. Like, for those who read it would know, I really love listening to Hannah's voice. I thought she was a really great character, but I didn't particularly like Clay's voice, so I found myself skipping over his bits, like desperate to just get back into the zone of Hannah and her brain. Because why did I not like Clay? I didn't like Clay because he was too perfect. He didn't feel real. I feel like the author was afraid to give him any flaws, and therefore he just sort of ended up unrealistic and just not believable in any way. The information he gave was important, and I did feel that the dual narrative was the right decision, but I felt like Clay's character should have been, I think he needed to be allowed to be a bit worse as a character. You needed to be able to judge him and dislike him a little bit more. Overall, I really love the book. It's written very well. It's definitely a good read as a young adult, as a teenager. I probably wouldn't advise this for young readers, so don't read it if you're under the age of maybe 15. It's not for the young. It's a bit deep, it's a bit dark, but that's what I like in a book sometimes, so it's worth a read. I'd give it about a 7 out of 10 because I did enjoy it very muchly. So, second book that I've just finished reading is The 5 People You Meet in Heaven, and I probably should have known I wouldn't like it because I am a very enthusiastic, is that the right word? I'm an atheist, and I should have known that a book dealing with heaven and heavenly ideas probably wasn't going to be my jam. That being said, it was written very well. I really like the main character, and the idea of like having the 5 people that affected your life most is really good. It's definitely worth a read if you're quite a spiritual person. I give it a 6 out of 10 because it was very good. It just wasn't really my jam. The last book I'm reviewing is Noble Conflict by Mallory Blackman. Mallory Blackman was one of my absolute favourite authors as a kid, way above like Jacqueline Wilson and all the ones you'd expect. I really love Mallory Blackman. I picked this up recently, and this is why I'm reviewing it even though I haven't read it, because I saw her name and I was like, oh, I haven't read that one, it must be a new one. And then I picked it up, and first of all, embossed. Nothing better than a good embossed book. And 2, red pages. I mean, they're not actually red, they're normal inside, but they're red lined, and I really like that because it's a book about war and that kind of thing, so I like the sort of the symbolism, and it just made me want to bring up a point that I love a well designed, good graphics, good quality book. And I feel like, yes, obviously the story and the writing is important, but I like it to feel good in my hands. I might as well just have an e-reader otherwise. Like, it's got the really lovely, like, nicely cut paper, not that horrible, like, jaggedy, corrugated stuff. The books with the ruffled pages are always more expensive because they're harder to cut, and I don't know why they make them, because they're just impractical. You can't turn the pages easily. Like this, I can just turn the pages so easily, and I don't know why they make them, but I'm going off topic. I think this book, from reading the blurb, is kind of Romeo and Juliet-y, but teenagers and sci-fi and new. It's kind of about a boy and a girl who fall in love, but one of them is like living under the government rule and all like yay society, and one of them's part of like a rebel fighting group that is all like, this government's rubbish, get rid of it, and they're like on opposing sides, but then they fall in love and they have to start seeing like the world from each other's point of view. That's what I'm getting from the blurb and reviews that I've been reading online and stuff, so I'm going to give this a good read, but good physical quality of book. I love Mallory Blackman. Like, I remember reading Thief as a little kid. Great book. Read Thief by Mallory Blackman if you're younger. That's all, and I loved all the other reviews I've seen so far. I'm definitely going to check out that Sophie Mackenzie book, because Sophie Mackenzie is one of my favourite authors, and I did not realise she had another book out, so I'm going to have to like put that on the holiday reading book list. So yeah, that's all. I will see you in another episode. Goodbye.